Hi, Aunt Blabby here, and this is my garden. Some of it, anyway. This is my perennial garden. Looky here, I got some feverfew in bloom. You see that all right? Little daisies. That's good for, that there is good for high blood pressure, hypertension, headaches, migraine headaches. Make a tea out of that, or you put it in tea. It's very bitter. You don't want to just make a tea out of it by itself. You put it with some mint or something like that. Give your tea flavor. Here's some parsley, sage, all kinds of sage, mint. Oh, I got tons of that. This is just a little tiny bit over here. Red sage. Some beautiful weeds in bloom. I'll leave them alone if they're in bloom. They're pretty. Savory. Oregano. Very useful plants in here. That's my perennial garden. Not everything in there is perennial, but they come back for me anyhow somehow. Except for parsley, it only lasts 2-3 years. Then I have to plant new stuff. Goes to seed. That's broccoli. And there's something in here. Carrots or dill. Not sure which yet. When it gets bigger, it'll tell me. And this is this here plant. That's a citronella plant. You just rub yourself in that and rub it all over you. Mosquitoes won't bother you quite as much. Some of them are never intimidated no matter what you put on yourself. There's some dill, carrots, tomatoes, peppers and weeds. I think the weeds are getting the upper hand in that row. Beans, more tomatoes. And I'll tell you, there's more carrots here. I'll tell you though, see my dandelion? Now, there's a lot of people out there who think that dandelions are evil or something. Well, that's just craziness. That's just nonsense that the chemical companies started after World War II to sell their chemical products to people. Make them all competitive about their green lawns. I don't know whoever thought it was a good idea to spray poisons all over the place in our world, but it was a crazy idea to start with. Dandelions, in fact, I leave this big one in my main garden because its roots create channels for the earthworms to come up. And of course, worm droppings, or castings they call them, are good for the soil. They also bring up moisture in times of drought and feed the plants around it. So there's always a dandelion in my garden. I don't fall for myths, hook, line, and stinker the way some people do. No way. My lettuces are beautiful, eh? And these are beets. I don't mind beets, but I mostly like the greens, I gotta tell you. They're delicious. Over here, this is my memorial garden I'm going to show you. This is my Inukshuk. Strained my milk building that. This is my bleeding hearts. This one here I just planted. It needs to come back. It's a little sad right now, but it's supposed to be ever blooming. And I'm hoping to have bleeding hearts all summer long with that one. My kidlet bought me that one. I planted that for my nephew. He was grinning and laughing and being mischief all the time. Everybody thought he was the happiest guy in the world. And he killed himself. Watch out for those people in your world that seem the happiest, the life of the party. They're the ones to keep an eye on. This is also my memorial garden. My mom always planted a pair of pots like this, so I do every year too. This is a peaceful place to come. I'm an old lady, so I've lost a lot of people in my life. My mom and dad, aunts, uncles, and that nephew. There's some foxglove. Some begonias in there. Daisies. My gardens are all a little bit wild. You know what I discovered about Japanese beetles? Oh my goodness, oh look at all the daisies over there. Do you see those? Japanese beetles love weeds. They love weeds more than they love the plants we want to get out of our gardens. So I leave a nice border of weeds all around. That's for the spiders that eat aphids, the ladybugs that eat aphids, and the Japanese beetles who might want to eat those rather than my plants that I want to get food off of. No, I'm no survivalist or anything, but it strikes me that a little bit of self-sufficiency is just a real good idea. This is my kidlet's garden. There's more than one gardener in this family. Well, that's a little tour for now. I've got more to show you, but I'll wait for another day. I'm going to read some tarot cards now. Anyone who doesn't like tarot, this is the end of episode 1 of Aunt Blabby's Garden. You like tarot? Hang in there. I'll be right back. Old people and technology, eh?